Hello again, this is King H TCG with another deck profile. Last deck profile I did Roxas. So I realized in the video that my table was shaking it quite a bit and it kept going out of focus and my player card was just slowly going forward. So hopefully I've fixed it. I realized that I say a lot in my videos. I'm not really good at public speaking and this is really my first YouTube channel. So obviously, hopefully, as I do more and more videos, I don't say it as often, or I should just pause a bit and not say things so quickly. So this deck profile I'm doing here has Sora, level 1, 8 HP, 4 attack support value. You can probably see this. It's like, well, it's probably not really an aggro deck, and really it isn't. Did I say again? This deck here is a Aladdin deck I've created. It is a jack of all trades deck. It can world race pretty quickly. There's so much draw power in this game, so much search ability in this deck that getting to those worlds is just amazingly fast, and every time I do play with this deck, I win by the 13 world count almost 9 times out of 10. So friend cards I play in this. Play 3 level 1 Aladdin. I play all the Aladdins from the Break of Dawn set. The ones from the base set are just, all honestly, shit. Aladdins and Break of Dawn are just amazing. All have pretty good support value, amazing magic value, and when we get to the level 2, which I play 3 of, you can search a genie, where in the original set, you had to get to level 4 before you could even search a genie. Genie is basically the heart and soul of this deck, Aladdin and Genie, as you would probably guess being the theme of the deck. Aladdin is like my favorite Disney movie, so I'm glad that there is a deck that is playable and pretty consistent. And to round up the Aladdins, I just played 2 level 3s. You thought about maybe another level 3, but you really don't need it. Genie can be pretty much played off the level 2, most genies can, so you don't really need this. It's more just to have, you have so much search ability for this Aladdin that you always need an Aladdin on the field to play Genie, so try and max it out is always a good thing. So I play 3 Jasmine. So this is from the original sets, not the Break of Dawn. Break of Dawn one states that all your Agrabah friends get a +2 support value. Really not useful. The Genie is so powerful already. Like most of them are like 6 to 8 attack value, so it's kind of like that extra 2 doesn't really come in handy. This Jasmine is a searcher. Once it's played, search an Aladdin from your deck. -2 support value, so this kind of just sits there once you play it. Amazing card. Without this, the deck won't function as quickly. Play 3 Iago. This card is, holy crap, amazing. Must play at 3. This card states, discard this card from your friend zone to discard 1 Heartless card on your Agrabah card. So, every world card I play in this deck is an Agrabah world card. So, this can get rid of Stealth Sneak, get rid of Cerberus, get rid of any of those problematic Dark Heartless cards on your world. So you can keep world racing. Amazing. Play 2 Abu. Abu is the card that, so you discard this from your friend zone to discard an equipment card. So this is perfect for the Roxas deck. Been thinking about playing 3 of this, but it doesn't really come up as often. You got 8 HP, so you're not really worried about the attack. If you're playing an aggressive aggro deck, you pretty much switch this deck to world racing. But if you're playing against another world racer or jack of all trades deck, then you can aggro some decks. So that's all. So a couple more friends I play. 2 Will Turner. Will Turner is pretty good. He's my only level 2 I play when it comes to friend cards. Obviously, Genie, I have all the pretty much most of the levels. He states when you put this on the field, search an equipment card. So I do play a few equipment cards with Aladdin. Aladdin has some nifty equipment cards like Magic Carpet and Magical Lamp. They all help with Genie. They all help with not being discarded. So I have about 4 or 5 equipment cards. So having this and trying to get those cards quickly is pretty good. Then the last friend I play is Cloud. Cloud, one of the best cards in the game. Cloud states, I only have the Japanese version. I have an English version as well, but I like playing my Japanese one. When this participates in a challenge, you don't have to discard it. So, not a challenge, that's Sephiroth. When this participates in a battle, so every time you want to battle a Heartless in your world, plus 9 attack to the 4, you'll probably be beating most Heartless off your world, and then you can continue to world race. Honestly, not that hard to get into this card, especially with Genie. Genie can just be popped out pretty quickly, and then you have a Cloud sitting there pretty much for most of the game. So that's all the friend cards, pretty high count. Now Magic Friends. Hopefully the table's not shaking and things are not getting out of focus, but hopefully I'll get a new setup soon. Play Genie level 1. So this was in the second set of the game. Wasn't released in the first set. This card is amazing. Must play at 3. Super rare, unfortunately, so it is hard to find sometimes. This card you can play with any Aladdin with 0 magic value or lower. So basically you can, or greater, so you can basically play this with any Genie. It's with any Aladdin. It's level 1, so really it didn't cost much to get this on the board. Plus 6, 2 magic. And when this is played in the field, draw a card. So this is like a mini support, mini draw engine. Must play at 3. I play a 3 level 3 Genie, so I don't play a level 2. You pretty much skip the level 2 completely. This Genie states that this can be played with a Aladdin that has a magic value of 2 or greater, which is, if you looked at all my Aladdins, is every single Aladdin, so this can be played instantly. So you skip your level 2, go from level 1 to level 3 instantly, and then you go to your level 4 Cloud, and you're sitting on that, and hoping that they don't play a Cerberus to kill this, but pretty good. 8 support value, 4 magic. Amazing. I play quite a few magic cards in this deck, so this helps with it. And then to round off the Genies, I play 1 level 4 Genie. Unfortunately, this card is limited to 1. This card is probably the best Genie in the game. You can play this card with any Aladdin, pretty much what it states. And when you play this card, you can search any magic card from your deck and add it to your hand. I play about 5 or 6 magic cards to get rid of those Heartless from your worlds. So generally I'll just play an Aladdin, search this out straight away, play it, grab a Thundaga or Thundora or whatever I have, and get rid of those problematic Heartless I have. And then the last 2 magic friends I play is 2 Bambi. Bambi's great in most decks if you can play it. This one's a level 3. Draw 2 cards. This can be played off any Aladdin, and this can be played off pretty much any Genie card. So this card is pretty much always live. You just hope that you're not playing against a control deck that puts down L straight away. It does shut this deck down pretty significantly. But because you can world race pretty fast, all you do is you just keep searching the Genies, take them out of your deck, keep discarding them, and then just hope that you world race before they get to your 8 HP, but it doesn't come up very often. So magic cards I play for this deck, Play 2 Gravity. One of my favourite Magic cards in this whole entire game. You pretty much have that dead Jasmine sitting on the board most of the game, so this gets rid of it, gets rid of their problematics. You know, if they are playing an owl, get rid of it. Obviously, if they play the Phil and the owl together, then it's a bit of a concern. Then the last 3 I play 1 Thundora and 2 Thundagas. Thundaga does 7 damage to any Heartless. And Thundora does 4 plus 1 of each of these in the graveyard. So I thought about playing 3 of these instead of having this, but sometimes you don't have the 4 magic value, you probably only have 3, so this comes in handy. And you probably are wondering, why am I playing this card, Thundora? What about Blizzard or Fire? So if you get to the Agrabah cards soon, one of the Agrabah cards states that thunder damage done in this world is doubled. So this is why I play this one and not one of the other 2s. So equipment cards. So I played 2 Wishing Lamp, only 1 support value. Really, it's not there for the support value, it's there for its other effect. So you can equip this to a Sora or a Riku. And the card states, you may draw 1 card each time you play an Agrabah card. So, to my knowledge, this card was errated in such a way. I don't have the official errata, but to my knowledge, is every time you play an Agrabah World card, I play 9 of them. So really, this does come in handy. You know, 9 draws is great, but you know, obviously it depends on your friend group if you want to play with the rules that it says on the card now or what it did errata. Sometimes we do play it with the busted, I guess you can say, way. So every time I put down Aladdin or a Genie, I'm just drawing cards and just continuing to draw cards. But that is a bit too fast, so we have decided that, and we believe the errata is every time you play a world card, but still a great card to have in this deck. I play 2 Magic Lamp. I chose this one over the Break of Dawn one. The Break of Dawn one is pretty good as well. This one you can only equip to an Aladdin, where the Break of Dawn you can equip it to any Agrabah friend. Basically, this is a little safety net for your Genie. So obviously, Genie, unfortunately, because it's a Magic Friend card, at the end of the turn it does get discarded if you don't use it as a challenge or a battle. So this card saves it for a turn, and when you do need it, you can basically resummon it, exactly like a Magical Lamp. It comes in handy here and there. It's one of my favourites. And then the last equipment card we play is a Magic Carpet. You can equip this to Aladdin, Jasmine, or Abu. Gets a +2 attack and 1 magic. Does actually come in handy, surprisingly. Basically, this is like a safety thing, so if they're trying to discard your Aladdin, you discard this card instead. So obviously you want your Aladdin to stay on the board the whole entire game, because if you don't have your Aladdin, you can't have your Genie. So this card obviously comes in handy, and that's why I play the Wheel Turner. Now to Heartless cards. I only play 4. Bit of a mixed match of Heartless cards. I'm not really concerned that much about other World Racing decks, because this deck does it just so much faster sometimes. 2 Stealth Sneak. One of the best Heartless in the game. Play 1 Pirate. Interesting card. When it's kind of like Wyvern, but not as strong. 12 power, level 6. Put this on an opponent's world, and while it sits there, every discard phase of their turn, they lose a HP. Pretty cool. I've never actually never put this on anything, and it always gets destroyed. I always end up discarding, or I draw it first turn and it kind of just sits in my hand. Play 1 Behemoth. This is the level 5 from, can't remember what set, but not the Break of Dawn. The Break of Dawn set, it's level 6, but I think it's got a little bit less power HP. This Heartless states that to not like Cerberus where to initiate the attack you need 3, but this you have to use all your friend cards to get rid of this card, regardless if it's more than 13 or not. So one of those big boss Heartless, great for stopping some roll racing decks. Now to the world cards. So I played 9 world cards, all Agrabah. Level 3 Agrabah. So this one here, unfortunately, does have a drawback. Dark no limit of levels, so you can play as many dark cards on this, and it does not matter on what level. Surprisingly, with that huge drawback, it actually doesn't suffer that much unless unless your opponent is sitting on a Cerberus, a Behemoth, and like a Parasite Cage all in the hand, and they're just waiting for you to play this card, which, you know, some people know, some people don't. So this card also states that all magic damage on this world is doubled. So those Thundagas that do 7 do 14. So really, even if you are playing those Heartless, I really don't care. I'm getting rid of them pretty quickly. Especially with my 3 Iago, 3 magic, and then my beat sticks of genies. I'm getting rid of whatever you're putting on this anyway. Play 3 of the level 2 Agrabah. Only 2 dark value, so not as bad as the level 3, thank God, but can be annoying. This one states that all thunder damage is doubled, so that's why I played a thunder over all the other magic cards, because this world goes with it. And then the last one is the level 1 Agrabah. This has a dark no limit, unfortunately, but it's a level 1, so you hope that you play this card first of your worlds, so you're not it's not near the end. Doesn't really. So this card, every time you play it, you search an Aladdin from deck. So this is another searcher, so you have the 3 Jasmine, and then the 3 Agrabah, and then you have your Genie who keeps drawing cards from your deck, and your Wishing Lamp. So really, the amount of times I've played this card or Jasmine, and I haven't had an Aladdin because I've just rinsed through all my Aladdins, especially when I'm world racing. So that's it for this deck profile. Very fun. My favorite Disney movie of all time. As I stated, it basically, even though it can do both, it is basically primarily a world racer deck almost. I think 9 times out of 10 I win by that way. These cards are, like these 3 are pretty much the best cards in the deck. This Aladdin, thank God they made this Aladdin, or this deck would probably be super slow and just not playable. And then when I was deciding for a player card, I just wanted something that just had pretty good HP. Didn't really mind what the attack value was. And really, this one is pretty much one of the best stories. You want to play an aggro deck, you generally play to like the level 3 from the Break of Dawn set. Thought about playing Flag Sora. So Flag Sora states when it gets attacked you put +4 onto your support value, but its HP is only like 5, so it doesn't survive there for much longer. Where this I can get attacked at least 3 more times. And if you're playing against a deck that's just aggro anyway, they're probably just beating you with some powerful cards, so that's what I decided. Hope you like that deck profile. Hopefully it was better than how the Roxas one. Hopefully the camera didn't shake as much. Hopefully I didn't say as often as I did in the first one. I am going to try and find a new setup. Obviously it's my first YouTube channel, don't really have a setup, don't really have a camera, I'm kind of just using my iPhone, and it seems to be working for now. So just leave a comment down below if you want any tips for me, any things you think about my deck profile, what you think. I do want to try and have this game have a community on YouTube. I'll be going through some videos later about my collection, about trading. You know, I do want to do some trading or selling some cards. Hopefully we can get a community for that, because it is very hard to find these cards and they are very expensive, even for a dead game. You know, you can find some dead TCGs that, you know, you can buy a whole box for $20 and you have most of the cards. But this card game, unfortunately for the subject matter, Kingdom Hearts, it's a big, well-known franchise. It's Disney, so that's just got to up the value for no reason at the same time. And Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out soon, so people are going to try and sell these cards expensively. And I do want to do a video about that, because if you look on eBay now, there's a couple people selling cards that are just like, oh my god, $300 for one card? Really? Whatever. So, thanks for watching this, and I'll see you next time.